So, but anyway, there was a little place there, maybe 10 feet across. It was dirt. And the boys, they got little cups for your coffee, and they'd poke them through that chain link fence, and I guess there was thousands of them there. And I decided I wanted a garden. I didn't have nothing else to do. Let me make a garden. I'm a country boy. So I took a mop handle, and I made it sharp, and I stuck it through those cups one at a time and brought it back up and squished it through the fence and brought it back until I cleaned the spot about 4 feet wide. And then it was hard red dirt, rather hard. And I guess it was all wet, but the other end of the place was a spigot. And I got a 5-gallon bucket, and I poured. For a week, I poured water on it till I got that thirsty soil softened up. And then I made it like a spade on the end of a big, heavy mop handle and stuck it through there. And I pushed it down in the soil about 6 or 8 inches and turned it like a turning plow until I did it all the way across. I guess I get maybe not less than 60 or 70 feet across there. And then out of the vegetables that we bought from the grocery store, I put little jar lids and put dirt in them in my windowsill, and I got plants started. And then I would dig a little hole over there, and I'd put that little plant on top of the end of the stick with some dirt on it with a little bit of mud, and I'd put it in that hole and rake the dirt back around with a stick. Now I'm working through a fence. It's like trying to build a ship in the bottle.
Yeah.
And then the mop handles come with a plastic tube on them, and I'd take that and take a cup and pour the water around my plant. And so I got all kind of plants growing on the other side of the fence. Watermelons and cantaloupes and zucchinis and just about anything that you can imagine that we could order in the grocery store. I got the seed and planted it. Well, those plants grew, and I would cut all the vines off but one and bring it to the fence and weave it in that chain link fence until I had big watermelons hanging and cantaloupes and eggplants and squash and zucchinis and just tomatoes and all kind of bell peppers. I just had a garden that was just unbelievably beautiful hanging in. That whole fence was covered with it like a mosaic of fruit. And the warden came and stood in front of it, and there was a newspaper article about it.
There was a newspaper article about it?
About that garden in the prison. So, of course, they didn't let me stand in front of it. But I had to almost fight to keep the other prisoners from. They laughed at me for a while, and then they wanted to pour water on it. And I said, "Go drown it, get out of here. This is my garden." So that was in Spain. And it's pretty nice there.